The Assembly will now come to order. The clerk will call the roll.
Assembly members Anderson, Backus, Brown-May, Carter, Cole, Considine, Dahlia, DeLong, Dickman, De Silva, Edgeworth, Flanagan, Gallant, Gonzalez, Goulding, Gray, Gurr, Hafen, Hanson, Hardy, Hibbets, Hunt, Jackson, Howdigi, Karras, Kasama, Koenig, LaRue Hatch, Marzola, Miller, Monroe Moore, Mosca, Nadeem, Wynn, O'Neill, Orentlicker, Roth, Torres Fawcett, Watts, Yeager, Urick, Hardy, Yeager, Speaker Pro Tem Moreno.
I am here. Assembly Member Howdigi.
Thank you, Speaker Pro Temp. May the record reflect we have 39 members present, 3 absent excused.
May the record reflect we have 39 members present and 3 absent excused. We do have a quorum. Members and guests, please rise for the invocation by Pastor Joseph Lent of the Yerington Church and Tent Ministry. And then please stay standing after the prayer for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Here, part of this prayer will be in Northern Paiute, the native language of this land. Tami na'a nimi gubagwe woitsamika tede pijami matigan me kusaba nima ya vijasudehe mamamokotni manan mutani hanide poina ide noka yeshi kudi paduwazu no yona nimi tipa gubagwe mama obija usudehe ikyan nobiduwazu tami sonya happy tami nimuruima me kusaba bija sudehesh on yeshi tami pija tani hanikwa bija nanapa arana pija nasukwamakwa yahu maniponin. Heavenly Father, creator of all, let your goodness and mercy rest upon us this day, upon every man and woman and youth in and around this building. We thank you for life and for health. We thank you for loving us and for giving us the opportunity to serve your people and to be a blessing to one another. We thank you for this earth that we exist upon, and we thank you for this house. Let your love, peace, and divine essence guide us today in every decision that we make. Let your highest laws of moral integrity be exalted and allowed to bring harmony to this city, this state, and to this nation. Pihwa. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order of Business 2, reading and approval of the journal.
Carson City, Monday, May 12th, 2025. The Assembly called to order at 11:55 a.m.
Assembly Member Howdigi.
Thank you, Speaker Pro Temp. I move to dispense with reading of the journal and authorize the Speaker and Chief Clerk to make the necessary corrections or additions.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Order of Business 4, reports of committees.
Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Commerce and Labor, to which were referred Senate Bills numbers 49, 114, 258, has had the same under consideration, begs leave to report the same back with the recommendation amended to pass as amended. Elaine H. Marzola, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Education, to which were referred Senate Bills numbers 278, 322, 444, 445, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report the same back with the recommendation do pass. Selena Torres Fawcett, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Government Affairs, to which was re-referred Assembly Bill number 188, has had the same under consideration, begs leave to report the same back with the recommendation amended to pass as amended. Also, your Committee on Government Affairs, to which were referred Senate Bills numbers 25, 28, 72, 93, 99, 117, 162, 266, 279, 297, 301, 325, 343, 418 has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report the same back with the recommendation do pass. Also, your Committee on Government Affairs, to which was were referred, Senate Bills numbers 15 to 358, set the same under consideration, begs leave to report the same back with a recommendation amended, do pass as amended. Also, your Committee on Government Affairs, to which was referred, Senate Bill number 27, has had the same under consideration, begs leave to report the same back with a recommendation amended, do pass as amended. Venetia Constantine, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Growth and Infrastructure, to which were referred Senate Bills numbers 181, 290, 315, 320, 321, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report the same back with a recommendation, do pass. Also, your Committee on Growth and Infrastructure, to which was referred Senate Bill number 426, has had the same under consideration, begs leave to report same back with a recommendation amended, do pass as amended. Howard Watts, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Judiciary, to which was re-referred Assembly Bill number 473, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report same back with a recommendation, do pass. Also, your Committee on Judiciary, to which were referred Assembly Bill numbers 381, Senate Bills numbers 121, has had the same under consideration, begs leave to report the same back with a recommendation amended, do pass as amended. Also, your Committee on Judiciary, to which were referred Senate Bills numbers 4, 13, 17, 26, 30, 66, 203, 241, 406, 409, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report same back with a recommendation, do pass. Brittany Miller, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections, to which were referred Senate Bills numbers 102, 274, 414, 419, 421, Senate Joint Resolution numbers 7 and 9, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report same back with the recommendation, do pass. Also, your Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections, to which was referred Senate Joint Resolution number 10, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report same back with a recommendation amended, do pass as amended. Erica Mosca, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Natural Resources, to which was referred Senate Bill number 215, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report the same back with a recommendation, do pass. Natha C. Anderson, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Revenue, to which was referred Senate Bill number 451, has had the same under consideration and begs leave to report the same back with a recommendation, do pass. Shea Backus, Chair.
Order of Business 7, messages from the Senate.
Senate Chamber, Carson City, May 12, 2025. To the Honorable the Assembly, I have the honor to inform your honorable body that the Senate on this day passed Assembly Bills numbers 306, 523, and 530. Sherry L. Rodriguez, Assistant Secretary of the Senate.
Assembly Member Hodeggy.
Thank you, Speaker Pro Temp. Order of Business 8, please.
Order of Business 8.
Thank you. I move that Senate Joint Resolution number 1 and Senate Joint Resolution number 8 be taken from their place on resolution file and be placed on the resolution file of the next legislative day.
Without objection, so moved.
Senate Concurrent Resolution number 2, introduced by Senators Danyate et al. And Assembly Members Gonzalez et al., recognizes the Fruit Loop as a historical LGBTQ plus landmark in Clark County, Nevada. Resolved that this resolution becomes effective upon adoption.
Are there any amendments to the resolution?
I have amendment number 571, proposed by the Assembly Committee on Government Affairs.
Assembly Member Considine.
Thank you, Speaker Pro Tem. I move that the Assembly adopt amendment number 571 to Senate Concurrent Resolution number 2.
You have heard the motion. Remarks?
Thank you. The amendment adds joint sponsors to the bill.
Thank you so much, Assembly Member Considine. All in favor of adopting Amendment 571 to Senate Concurrent Resolution 2, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. I order Senate Concurrent Resolution 2 reprinted, engrossed, and the resolution file. Assembly Member Hodeggy.
Notice of exemption, May 11th, 2025, pursuant to paragraph A of subsection 4 of Joint Standing Rule 14.6, Assembly Bill number 249, Assembly Bill number 256, Assembly Bill number 348, Assembly Bill number 506 are not subject to the provisions of subsection 1 of Joint Standing Rule number 14, Joint Standing Rule number 14.1, subsection 1 of Joint Standing Rule number 14.2, and Joint Standing Rule number 14.3. Asher A. Killian, Legislative Counsel. Waiver of joint standing rules, a waiver requested by Speaker Yeager for Assembly Bill number 499 to waive subsections 3 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of final committee by Second House by the 103rd day, subsection 4 of Joint Standing Rule 14.3 out of second house by the 110th day has been granted effective May 13th, 2025. Senator Nicole J. Canizaro, Senate Majority Leader. Assembly Member Steve Yeager, Speaker of the Assembly.
Order of Business 9, introduction, first reading, and reference.
Assembly Bill Number 556, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, revises provisions relating to Medicaid. Assembly Bill 557, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, revises provisions relating to the Department of Taxation. Assembly Bill 558, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriations to restore the balance in the stale claims account, and emergency account, and the contingency account. Assembly Bill 559, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes a supplemental appropriation to the Office of Extradition Coordinator within the Office of the Attorney General for an unanticipated shortfall related to extradition costs. Assembly Bill 560, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes the supplemental appropriation to the Division of Child and Family Services of the Department of Health and Human Services for an unanticipated shortfall related to the Rural Child Welfare Budget Account. Assembly Bill 561, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes it a supplemental appropriation to the Division of Forestry of the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources for an unanticipated shortfall related to firefighting costs. Assembly Bill 562, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriations to the Office of the Secretary of State for costs associated with the voter registration and elections management system and connectivity of automatic voter registration agencies. Assembly Bill 563, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the State Controller for the costs of certain consulting services. Assembly Bill 564, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the Fleet Services Division of the Department of Administration for the replacement and purchase of vehicles. Assembly Bill 565, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the Supreme Court of Nevada for costs of the implementation of a statewide trial court electronic filing system. Assembly Bill 566, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to and authorizes the expenditure of money by the Division of Museums and History of the Department of Tourism and Cultural Affairs for certain vehicles, tools, and repairs. Assembly Bill 567, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the Nevada System of Higher Education for safety and security equipment and enhancements. Assembly Bill 568, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the Nevada System of Higher Education for cost of living adjustments for certain personnel. Assembly Bill 569, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the Department of Veteran Services for certain vehicles and equipment. Assembly Bill 570, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the Department of Corrections for various purposes relating to certain technology, training, and equipment. Assembly Bill 571, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the Department of Education for certain surveys, professional development costs, information technology projects, programs, grants, and studies. Assembly Bill 572, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the Department of Corrections for the replacement and purchase of certain equipment and furniture. Assembly Bill 573, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the Department of Education to carry out the Incentivizing Pathways to Teaching Grant Program. Assembly Bill 574, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the Department of Corrections for the purchase and replacement of equipment and furniture at High Desert State Prison. Assembly Bill 575, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the Department of Public Safety for replacement of computer hardware and associated software, vehicles, and furniture for information technology projects and a recruiting campaign. Assembly Bill 576, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the Nevada Highway Patrol Division of the Department of Public Safety for the purchase and replacement of motorcycles, vehicles, and equipment. Assembly Bill 577, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources for certain new website and database and for the replacement of vehicles and computer hardware and associated software. Assembly Bill 578, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes appropriation to the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources for the replacement of computer and information technology equipment, vehicles, and other equipment for certain projects. Assembly Bill 579, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the Department of Education for the replacement of the information technology system for educator licensure. Assembly Bill 580, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes an appropriation to the Department of Indigent Defense Services for certain costs related to the provision of indigent defense services. Assembly Bill 581, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, makes a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Corrections for an unanticipated shortfall related to operating, travel, information services, maintenance, utilities, and inmate-driven expenses. Assembly Bill 582, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, revises provisions relating to the Governor Gwynn Millennium Scholarship Program, Assembly Bill 583, introduced by the Committee on Ways and Means, establishes for the 2025-2027 biennium the subsidies to be paid to the Public Employees Benefit Program for insurance for certain active and retired public officers and employees. Assembly Bill 584, introduced by the Committee on Education, revises provisions relating to education. Assembly Bill 585, introduced by the Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections, revises provisions relating to bill draft requests.
Assemblymember Haudegi.
Thank you, Speaker Pro Temp. I move that all bills be referred to their committee as listed on the Assembly floor agenda dated May 14th, 2025, that all members have a copy of on their desk.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll go to Order of Business 11, second reading and amendment.
Assembly Bill 8, introduced by the Committee on Health and Human Services, revises provisions relating to services provided by the Aging and Disability Services Division of the Department of Health and Human Services. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 into Section 1, Section 11 into Section 11, end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Senate Bill 8?
There are none.
Senate Bill 8 is ordered to general file.
Senate Bill number 9, introduced by the Committee on Commerce and Labor, revises provisions relating to Medicaid. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 end of Section 1, Section 7 end of Section 7 end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Senate Bill 9?
There are none.
Senate Bill 9 is ordered to general file.
Senate Bill number 24, introduced by the Committee on Health and Human Services, provides for the certification and regulation of emergency Medicaid responders. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 end of Section 1, Section 30 end of Section 30 end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Senate Bill 24?
There are none.
Senate Bill 24 is ordered to general file.
Senate Bill number 38, introduced by the Committee on Education, revises provisions relating to the School Emergency Operations Plan. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 into Section 1, Section 4 into Section 4 end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Senate Bill 38?
There are none.
Senate Bill 38 is ordered to general file.
Senate Bill number 43, introduced by the Committee on Health and Human Services, revises provisions relating to environmental protection. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 into Section 1, Section 35 into Section 35 into bill.
Are there any amendments to Senate Bill 43?
I have amendment number 566, proposed by the Assembly Committee on Natural Resources.
Assemblymember Anderson.
Thank you, Speaker Pro Tem. I move to adopt Amendment 566 to Senate Bill 43.
You have all heard the motion. Remarks?
Thank you, Speaker Pro Tem. Amendment 566 basically clarifies some certain exclusions from the definition as defined in NRS 444.065.
Thank you. All those in favor of adopting Amendment 566 to Senate Bill 43, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Senate Bill 43 is ordered reprinted, engrossed, and to general file.
Senate Bill number 45, introduced by the Committee on Education, revises provisions relating to educational programs. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 into Section 1, Section 3 into Section 3 into bill.
Are there any amendments to Senate Bill 45?
There are none.
Senate Bill 45 is ordered to general file.
Senate Bill number 52, introduced by the Committee on Education, revises provisions relating to education. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 into Section 1, Section 3 into Section 3 into bill.
Are there any amendments to Senate Bill 52?
There are none.
Senate Bill 52 is ordered to general file.
Senate Bill number 84, introduced by the Committee on Health and Human Services, revises provisions relating to domestic violence. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 into Section 1, Section 2 into Section 2 into bill.
Are there any amendments to Senate Bill 84?
There are none.
Senate Bill 84 is ordered to general file.
Senate Bill number 349, introduced by Senator Pazina, revises provisions relating to anatomical gifts. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1 into Section 1, Section 2 into Section 2 into bill.
Are there any amendments to Senate Bill 349?
I have amendment number 561, proposed by the Assembly Committee on Health and Human Services.
Thank you. Assemblymember Brown May.
Thank you, Speaker Pro Tempore. I move for the adoption of Amendment 561 to Senate Bill 349.
You have all heard the motion. Remarks? Assemblymember Brown May.
Thank you, Speaker Pro Tempore. Amendment 561 to Senate Bill 349 adds co-sponsors to this measure.
Thank you. All those in favor of adopting Amendment 561 to Senate Bill 349, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries.
Senate Bill number 416, introduced by the Committee on Growth and Infrastructure, revises provisions relating to the statewide sobriety and drug monitoring program. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 9, end of Section 9, end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Senate Bill 416?
There are none.
Senate Bill 416 is ordered to general file, and members, I made a mistake. I'm going to go back to Senate Bill 349. That is also ordered for reprint, engrossed, and to general file. Moving on.
Senate Bill number 442, introduced by the Committee on Growth and Infrastructure, requires the Public Utilities Commission of Nevada to establish certain reporting requirements. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, end of bill.
Are there any amendments to Senate Bill 442?
There are none.
Senate Bill 442 is ordered to general file. Assemblymember Bacchus.
Thank you, Speaker Pro Tem. Order Business 8.
Order of Business 8.
I move that Senate Bill 442 be taken from general file and be referred to your Committee on Ways and Means.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Assemblymember Hadeghi.
Thank you, Speaker Pro Temp. Staying under Order of Business 8, I move that Senate Bills 10, 11, 16, 19, 21, 44, 97, 225, 405, and 439 be taken from their place on general file and be placed on the general file of the next legislative day.
Thank you. You've all heard the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. And that takes us to Order of Business 15, remarks from the floor. Please limit your remarks to 3 minutes. If you'll light up if you have remarks, and I will call on you. We have no remarks? That's amazing. Assemblymember Hadeghi.
Thank you, Speaker Pro Temp. Some quick announcements for the floor. Please stop by and visit the Nevada Chronic Care Collaborative Advocacy Association. They're having their action day today, and they are in room 3100 until 5 p.m. Today is also PBS Reno Day, and they have displays in the front foyer until 3:30 p.m. Tomorrow, we celebrate Nevada Manufacturers Association Day, and seeing no other business before us, Speaker Pro Temp, I move that the Assembly stand adjourned until Thursday, May 15th, 2025, at the hour of 11:30 a.m.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries, and we are adjourned.
Commerce and Labor Committee members, we will start our meeting today at 12:30.